Welcome to Strangeways TV Week in Review, presented in conjunction with Slicing Up Eyeballs. I am your host, Velvet Rebel. As always, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel below to get all the latest Strangeways shows and news. This week we celebrate some iconic album anniversaries, including the debut from the Smiths back in 1984. Still making news even today, Morrissey announced this week his first ever Las Vegas residency. He is headed to Caesar's Palace at the end of June and doing 5 shows spread out through the 4th of July. I live here in Vegas. I've also never had Morrissey cancel on me, so I am super excited about this residency and look forward to seeing at least one of the shows, if not all 5. Also celebrating an album anniversary this week is Thompson Twins' Into the Gap. Most people remember this album as their commercial breakthrough with songs like Hold Me Now and Doctor Doctor, but the album had some really creative synth pop that kind of went under the radar for fans who only remember the hit songs. One of the coolest songs on the album was a great track called Sister of Mercy. If you haven't heard it in a few years, here's what it sounds like. In other tour news, Nick Cave has announced an 18-date North American tour starting in September in Minneapolis. The tour includes a very interesting stop at the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, Tennessee. If I was going to fly to one town to check it out, that just sounds so interesting. I think that's the one I'm going to try to check out. Bauhaus wouldn't be a weekend rock show if we didn't announce yet another single tour date. This one's going to be in Denver on September 25th at the Mission Ballroom. Sadly, this week, the music world mourned the loss of Andy Weatherall. The tributes have been flooding in from all over the music world, and Weatherall's legacy not only tied to Primal Scream, but all the incredible remix work he did with people like My Bloody Valentine, New Order, and this beautiful Neil Young cover by Saint Etienne. In new music news this week, Midnight Oil have announced 2 albums to come out this year. The band hasn't been in the studio together in 20 years, but they have 2 albums that are almost ready to be released, and we will be the first ones to let you know about new singles as we hear them. Also, Gang of 4 have announced their last EP, This Heaven Gives Me Migraines, which includes some spoken words from Andy Gill, as well as some new workings of the older tracks from Gang of 4's catalog. Andy Gill was working on these right up to his death on February 1st, and it'll be a nice farewell for fans of the band. Also, Ocean Blue, the elder statesman of dream pop, dropped a gorgeous new video on us this week for the song Love Doesn't Make It Easy on Us. If you haven't seen the video yet, it is a work of art. Here's a little snippet.
Love lets us wander up to the waves. Love speaks its truth right into our face.
It's never too early to get excited for a record store day, and another David Bowie release has been announced. I'm Only Dancing the Soul Tour in 1974 pieces together performances from the Diamond Dogs tour later in the tour. This was after he took a break, recorded the Young Americans album, and then kind of brought some of that soul music into the Diamond Dogs tour. This hasn't been really expanded upon or really released before, so it's going to be a really interesting collection. And don't worry if you're not a vinyl collector, this is one of those rare releases actually going to be released on CD as well. In this week's Under the Radar, post-punk meets new pop, with Upstart's Choir Boy releasing a new single called Complainer. It's a wonderful song which tries to give our daily struggles a little perspective. The band has toured with bands like The Faint and Cold Cave, and they hit the road again in April. Definitely check them out if you get a chance to. Here's a little look at Complainer. Great song and cool video. Looking forward to hearing the entire album from Choir Boy. Thank you again for tuning in to the Strangeways TV Week in Review, presented in conjunction with Slicing Up Eyeballs. I'm your host, Velvet Rebel. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel below so you get all the latest news and updates from Strangeways TV. Take care of yourselves and those around you, and we'll see you next week.